podcast is rated PG-13. Parents strongly cautioned. Some material may be inappropriate for children under 13.
Mission 250.
Welcome to the Mission 250 Filmcast, where we are watching the best movies ever made, according to IMDb. I'm one of our hosts, Denny, and joining me are...
John.
TC.
And this week, we are getting close to 100. We're watching number 103, which is the 2011 movie A Separation. The synopsis is, a married couple are faced with a difficult decision to improve the life of their child by moving to another country or to stay in Iran and look after a deteriorating parent who has Alzheimer's disease. John.
Yeah.
What do you say?
I really like this one. I was surprised.
Ooh, what?
I thought, again, it's really, it doesn't feel judgmental or it's like trying to make a statement necessarily into like overt of a way about the people. And it's showing these people in difficult situations. And it seems to be, arguably, you can argue that the husband of the
housekeeper?
I'm not going to say the names. Yes, the husband of the housekeeper. But even he is like given, like they talk about how he has mental issues and he's in debt. So he was like in treatment. So even he's kind of given a bit of a backstory. And again, it's as heavily, so I don't know where to begin on this. I feel like there's so many, like, I just kept following the story and I was interested. And I was interested in the characters and interested in the wife, the husband, the daughter, and how they were all like, you see these moments with the husband, like being good to the father or even being good to his daughter. You see these moments where he's still being like proudful and selfish, and that's leading to very bad things. But it's done in a way that it seems like, I can understand that to some extent. And each of them is like, the husband lies and that gets him in big trouble. But he's also like, you're at this position where it's like, well, if I admit that I knew she was pregnant and I pushed her, I'm going to prison.
I'm going to lie.
So he's like, but then he's like struggling with lying at all and lying because then his daughter's tutor lies for him to cover him. And then he like admits that he eventually admits that he's lying to his daughter. And I don't know. I thought this was just, it was just like kind of I don't know what the word is, but it just felt like I got to like sit and experience some of their lives, and it's a different culture, and it was done in a way that didn't feel like it was necessarily even judging it. It was just like putting it, here's what it is. Sure, it's male dominated. Sure, and there's certain roles things that females are allowed to do or not do, and that's the reason why Simon wants to get out of there, and that makes a lot of sense. But also, there's the husband Nadir, who's he's got to take care of his ailing father, and he doesn't want to go anyway because it's not as big of a deal for him since he's a guy. So women's right. Although you show him, the movie shows him pushing his daughter to do things, like pump gas and things like that are not like that are frowned upon. So you see him like caring for her education and pushing her forward. Even so, so it's not like. He's not necessarily played as the villain either. And I think I like that because, and maybe that's what I'm trying to get at here, is it seems like things are nuanced for each of these characters just about. And I like that. And I like being exposed to this culture because it's one that we hear about very harshly from the outside, and we don't necessarily see it or experience what it's like from the perspective of the people living in it. And I think that also is pretty impressive to me. That I was like there, it didn't seem that foreign or weird to me. I mean, again, not that you agree with the oppression of women at all or anything like that, but it just sort of presented it kind of in a more matter-of-fact way, which I thought was, I don't know, I thought it was impressive.
No, that's not true. No, that's not true. I know why you like this movie, John. You like this movie because it's like Dog Day Afternoon, but except for a bank robbery, it's more of a shoving pregnant lady down the stairs type of story. But it's the same thing.
No.
Okay. I thought I had something.
There. Are you just trying to understand why I like this movie?
There's no music. There's handheld cameras. There's naturalistic acting.
Well, there is that. I agree. There is that sense that you're just sort of like more of.
There.
I mean, it's not like shaky cam or nothing, but
no,
it
there's
does
shaky
have more
cam,
of
dude. Tons of shaky cam.
I didn't notice it though.
What?
It didn't like. It didn't seem shaky cam for its own sake.
Oh, it wasn't
though,
as
I
shaky
guess.
as Carl or whatever the fuck his name is from is that
That's
Born
Roger.
Ultimatum? Or
Roger. from Born
yeah. I
Identity.
always forget
Yeah,
his name.
Yeah. But I didn't notice the shaky cam. I was involved in the story.
Oh,
so
dude,
that-
there were
it did
two
its
parts
job.
that the
Is
guy
it-
pointed out during the commentary where you could tell he's like, check this out. All right, the cameraman was crying during this scene too, so you can see the camera shaking as he's sobbing.
Oh,
Jeez.
Pretty funny. And he's like, I had to cut it. I had to cut it
nothing more
back.
hilarious than the
Yeah.
tears of the cameraman.
I mean,
That's just
it's pretty
geez,
bonkers.
time to
You're
get rid
saying
of
it
that guy.
sarcastically, John, but it is pretty funny. I don't know.
Yes, it is a little funny, but yeah. So I see why this movie is well liked. I don't know. I was impressed by it. Yeah.
Oh, this movie's well liked?
I liked it too, TC. I'll go second.
No, I didn't dislike it. I didn't.
Oh.
I'm not going negative.
Okay.
I'm just like I didn't do any research.
Yeah,
that was a
what got the
legitimate
Oscar
curiosity.
for Best Foreign Film? It was like on a lot of top 10 lists that year.
Ebert put it at number 1, so that's big.
Yeah.
Nice.
I
I mean, I like these kind of reality, like
Yeah,
real life
exactly.
shit. Yeah.
yeah,
I just found it really difficult to watch, which I guess is the point of it, but hard to watch.
Just because the
Definitely glad-
subjects.
Definitely glad it was over. Put it that way. You know.
That is fair. It's not a happy movie, but it shows these people
No.
also in kind of a quiet torment. And I appreciate the way it ended. I really appreciate that.
I
Like,
did.
I mean,
I
it's
gotta
true.
hate endings like that. I want to
Oh,
know,
yeah.
man. I want to know.
I understand that, but I
it's-
also just feel
yeah.
like this movie is about kind of a quiet tension, and it leaves you that way, right?
Yeah.
Well, right, because life never ends with fucking
Yeah.
tension. Life is tension all goddamn time. It's never, it's never
Yeah,
not.
so I
right?
appreciate it.
Oh.
I saw what it was going for. Even though I agree, on one hand, I was like, well, I want to know, and I don't know who the daughter's going to stay with now. At this point, I have no idea.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
then-
didn't
and
either.
then to have, and I sitting there watching the credits as they roll, wondering, is something going to happen? 'Cause I'm gonna have to watch the freaking credits.
It's not a Marvel movie.
I know.
You know? There's not like a
It's
hidden fucking section.
Are
out
they
there,
going to get
you
a
know?
falafel when they choose?
So you
Yeah.
guys just stay put, right? And there's another scene or what? No, not this one.
Wait, this is the
Yeah.
end? Shit.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
I signed up for
fuck.
this.
So you saying nothing was resolved? God damn it! It's like regular
Yeah.
life.
So it's one of the great things about doing this. When we watch a movie that I would have never sought out, would not have wanted to
No.
watch,
No,
and
never.
I'm happy to have watched it.
Agreed.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm happy that I watched
Well,
it, but not upset like I am with
but
some of the
it's
movies.
a perspective. It's at least I don't feel like I get this perspective very often at all. Of even thinking about what it's like for people in say Iran, like what their day-to-day lives might be like.
Oh, God, yeah, who
and,
knows?
And that's that.
And the thing
that,
is, too, it's like
that
that's just
alone
kind of a
is-
back part of the movie. Like
Right.
the actual plot
It's
line could happen to
incidental, right?
anybody, really.
Yeah. There's conventions because of the society they live in, or because say that the housekeeper was very religious, and also just what the norms are there in terms of what a woman can or can't do that sort of play into the plot, right? But you're right. I mean, there's also showing that these people are just getting in trouble because of lies and things that they do, not necessarily because they're seeking trouble or anything. It's just one thing sort of leads to another,
Yep.
and that
escalates.
feels very real too.
Yeah, but I blame the housekeeper for blaming him at all for the miscarriage.
At all.
because
I
she-
mean,
Yeah,
motherfucker,
I know,
she was
man.
already lost the kid, dude.
Yeah.
The fuck? I was pissed when that happened. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I
This
actually do
bullshit-
hate that character now because, like, before
Yeah,
that, it was
right.
like, oh, everyone's like in limbo here, kind of doing bad things, kind of doing good things. I can understand
Right.
all their decisions.
But she's the one who was like, especially like right out when it happened, she was just really directly accusing him.
Yep.
He did this, and I think that
Yeah, and it was like they tried to spin it as if like it's out of fear, right? Like
well,
she's
she
too
wanted
afraid.
the money, right? She wanted to like extort
Well,
them
like-
for money.
well, no fear.
But
fear
yeah, but it was like out of
because-
fear because she didn't want to tell her husband that she
Right.
got
Well,
hit
first
by a
she
car.
wasn't. She
right?
wasn't supposed to be there.
Right.
A, she wasn't supposed to
Right.
do this work without his permission. So B, then she gets hit by a car doing this work, and then
but she also
it's
gets
all
thrown
her
on the
fault.
stairs doing that work, so she has to tell the
Right.
husband either way.
Right, but so it's all like
It's just,
essentially it's all her fault, but she would rather blame somebody else or have her husband direct his anger at somebody else. And
Which is
Well, he already
ridiculous.
does. He directs it on himself, smacking himself in the
yeah,
head.
yeah, that was weird. That was a
Lunatic, by the
weird,
way, yeah.
creepy
Dude,
scene.
great acting
Yeah.
in this movie.
Yeah.
Such good acting.
very good
all
acting.
around,
Very good
I agree.
acting.
I agree. That was very uncomfortable, scary scene to watch.
Yeah.
This is just not a Sunday evening, the end of the weekend type of
And
movie.
Leonardo
You know?
DiCaprio wishes he could have gotten that role, man. To
Oh,
like
yeah.
inflict punishment on yourself.
Well, he would have been like drooling and spitting while he was
Yeah,
doing
I
it
guess
too. You know
so.
how he does.
Right, yeah.
You know, there
I
would have
can
been
see
a lot more
Clooney as
spit.
Nadir. A little bit.
Yeah, this would all work. Yeah,
Little
I'm
Clooney.
surprised there's not a remake of it.
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, I mean, this was just a difficult movie to watch. I don't know. It's just not something you ever really want to think about because you have to do this. I don't know about you guys, but I deal with this shit day to day.
Yeah, well, it's
Just like
definitely
family
it's
drama
not a
stuff.
happy
Yeah,
film.
like
and
yeah,
you're
like
right.
you fucking
yeah.
go, you're like watching, like all right, cool, man. Like I don't know, I'm a big escape artist, right? Like I love to escape, fucking whatever it is, drinking, boozing, fucking movies. This is escape time, and then you're watching something, you're like, this is regular life. This is no good. This is no good. This is fucking no good. But,
Yeah. But even
yeah,
if,
I
I
don't
mean, you
know.
got to give it credit because it does it pretty flawlessly.
Oh no, it was. It's very much like I said. I'm not going negative. It's
Yeah.
just not an easy one to watch, boys. Not
No.
an easy one to watch. Not one I would recommend. To like, hey, you looking for a movie? Oh yeah, definitely check this one out. You'll
Not for
love
fun,
it.
but if people
Yeah.
like the realistic stuff, then
Actually, if you know any masochists, fucking tell
Yeah.
them this one. Hey, you like to be uncomfortable, right? Oh, then you're gonna love this movie.
I didn't actually find it that uncomfortable. I don't know why.
No, just uncomfortable in the sense of just like, oh fuck, this is just like regular shit. This is what everybody
Yeah.
goes through. Everybody's got something.
I thought,
dealing with
yeah,
something.
I didn't. It wasn't like. I mean, we've had like say like Hunted or The Hunt.
The
rather.
Hunt. Yeah, I was going to compare to
There's
that too. That
more-
was unpleasant.
That was more extreme. Like, oh my god,
That's
I mean,
that's unpleasant, not
Yeah, yeah.
uncomfortable. Yeah,
Yeah,
that is like
and-
that is just like oh.
This
right?
one was
that-
like
that-
more
this
just like
is-
very light tension throughout. Sort
Yeah.
of. Not like.
Yeah.
And there, I mean, there
Right.
were these moments that were pretty dramatic.
Dude,
you
the
know,
shot of
but,
him shoving her down, like out the door, I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, this
Yeah.
movie just
I know.
cranked it up as
and
far
I
as
didn't-
real life
did,
could
did
crank
you
it
guys
up.
pick up what happened to the money?
I didn't.
No,
first
what happened to
watch.
the money?
I didn't. The first I read on the wiki what
Yeah.
when I was reading the plot.
So
through
who
the
took the
wiki,
money?
it
The
told
kid?
me.
So the couch mover, like the second scene of the movie when she's trying to get up the stairs and she's like, I'll pay you the extra money. It shows her going to the
right.
cabinet and pulling the money. It literally shows you counting the money out. But
Yeah.
like it's so far away from that other part that I didn't pick it up
So
at
she
all.
used it to pay the guys.
to pay the
Yeah,
couch
so
movers.
his wife used it because they had like an extra floor
so
that
no
they
one
hadn't have like.
stole it.
Right.
No,
So see how better communication between people really saves
Right.
a lot of
So
trouble.
the wife, I mean, everyone fucking lies in this movie. That's part of the thing. It's like, just don't
Right.
lie.
there's this great interview on in I think it's the Atlantic. It's online. So this Azar Nafisi and Robin Wright. So Robin Wright is a correspondent who covers Iran, and Azar Nafisi.
Robin
is,
Wright, the Jenny and Princess
no,
Buttercup.
No. Different, a very
Yeah,
common
Denny.
name.
Yes,
yeah,
Denny.
it's not
That's
Princess
what I
Buttercup.
thought. I didn't know she was a reporter too. Good for her, man. She's all over the place. She's great.
Yeah, good for her. But Azar has written
knew
a
it.
number of books, like among them, like Reading Lolita in Tehran. So Azar is very well known as an author. Anyway, they just discussed this, and one of the things they talk about is how when you're in this kind of religious culture, lying is like a big part of it. Like not telling on yourself or other people about things that people
Is
are
a
doing
thing.
things they're not supposed to do all the time,
right.
or they're lying to themselves about what they really mean to do, and that so for them when they were talking about this, that was like kind of one of the highlighted things about it was the role of lying in their daily lives. But we do it. Everybody does this to some. I mean, we all have these lies in our lives too, or we've at least had the experience where you just have one lie that leads to it. That just sort of snowballs.
Doesn't go away.
Yeah,
It's the worst, isn't it? Yeah, you don't typically lie about having a miscarriage. Is not like a story that's going to end anytime soon.
no, but you can understand his predicament, right? I mean, so he's like there, like. What is he supposed to say? And there's this odd sort of the blood money thing is interesting. Like that apparently well, I mean, what it means is they'll drop the case, right?
Right.
So it's more of an older law or an older way of settling the score. And that would be okay because then really, or at least it would resolve the case. They would drop the case if they paid the money.
Yeah. And what's confusing too, I mean, he kept talking about how the father lost his ability to talk. I didn't notice his ability to talk before, right?
Right. I didn't notice much there. Yeah.
And he also
that's a fair
said
point.
a word afterwards at the very least.
He said
So,
he didn't really talk much. Period.
yeah. So I didn't see that. It was weird because like listening to the commentary, the director's like, oh yeah, he definitely lost the ability to speak. That's a part of the movie. But then
I didn't know.
when I watched
I
it, I
thought
was
he
like,
was.
is he?
I thought he may have been exaggerating.
Right. That's what I thought too, watching it. I was like, oh, he's just making
Yeah.
shit up. Like he was pissed because she left, which is fine to be pissed about, but she didn't steal the money. She didn't injure the grandfather. This is really lopsided. But if you're looking
Yeah.
at it like she like brain
She did,
damaged
she did
the
tie him
father.
to the bed and leave him, and he was on the
That's some
floor
shit.
in a
That's
pretty
not
bad
that
state.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
Who cares if he's tied to the
Yeah.
bed? The guy was going to fall
Did
face
you-
down on
did
the
you
ground
get tied to
anyway.
the bed all the time when you were young, Danny? What?
Dude, it's not that bad.
Is it a common
Your wrist
thing?
get used to it. You grow calluses. It's not that bad. No, but I mean,
It's
the old
kind of
guy.
fun. That sort of explains a lot now. Whatever.
I don't think the tying to the bed thing, like leave him alone. He would have fallen on the ground anyway. Even if she was at home sweeping the floor in the other room,
that's
he would
actually
have
the
fallen
point,
on his
though.
face.
She had to go to the doctor. This is the point. She was trying to do it possibly for his own safety. That she, because if he were to wander off, and he'd already wandered off, and apparently she couldn't lock the house. I don't know, but he'd
Well,
already
it's because
wandered
she
off
ran
into
out to
traffic.
clean up the garbage. Is how he
Right.
how he got away.
But maybe she was worried though that he would somehow get out of the house because you can still unlock the door from the inside, right? So she had to, but she had to go to the doctor to see about her baby, and she was terrified that she'd miscarried. So it also makes sense that she absolutely had to go make this appointment.
Yeah. Dude, who do you think the best actor in this movie was?
I don't know. That's tough. I thought, maybe just because Nader has the most screen time, the husband, but I thought he was really nuanced.
Yeah.
I still was rooting for the guy. And I think that's kind of an impressive thing to pull off.
Yeah.
But
I was rooting
the
for
way
him
he
more than
showed-
anybody else, right? I guess.
Yeah, but I think he did a great job of showing like how he cared for his daughter and even his estranged wife. But it was still subtly done. But everybody seems to be, again, in the film was doing a great job. The daughter did a great job of not overacting.
Yeah.
It's the
they all had
director's
their
daughter.
moments.
Oh, is that
really?
The writer-director's
Interesting.
daughter. Yeah.
Wow.
She's pretty good, pretty talented.
Yeah, I thought
Pretty,
she was
pretty good.
not Sophia Coppola in The Godfather 3.
No, not that good. Not the little girl on the video telephone call in 2001 Space Odyssey. Not that good.
Oh, really? I don't know about that one. Is that pretty bad?
Yes.
Oh, man. Okay.
He knows you well, Denny. He knew
Was
you
that
weren't
the
being-
director's daughter, too?
It is.
that
It's
one or
Kubrick's
something?
daughter, but she's like
Oh,
2.
wow.
She's pretty bad, but she's 2.
Oh, well,
so.
come on, you're 2.
But she's
Yeah, but
two.
she's terrible. She's fucking terrible.
I mean, I don't understand it. She's 2 years old and she's not a good actor.
I'm
What the fuck
surprised
are we
Kubrick
doing here?
didn't just torture her into getting something good out of her,
Kubrick
Making the
ruined
kid,
the best
making the
movie
kid
ever made.
cry on set. He's like, I gotta give it to her straight. It's gonna get the best performance out of her. She's fucking
Listen,
2.
you're
dude.
never gonna work in Hollywood again.
That's it. Cry just like that. Just like that.
I thought the old guy was sick for real. I thought they hired a guy with Alzheimer's to play the old
Yeah,
guy.
he that's another. You're right. He did
Yeah,
he
right.
did a good job. Holy cow! I mean, just all around. Yeah, I think the entire cast did it.
I agree. I'm with you. Everybody was good. Everybody was good.
Let's see. Let's drag this one out.
All is
18
well.
minutes.
All is well.
It's
all is
tough.
well.
It's tough with some of these foreign films. There's just not a lot of information to dig up on them in some ways. But you watched the commentary. How was the commentary?
Commentary was pretty good. He did a lot. He kind of apologized in the beginning. He's like, I hate doing these things. I don't want to talk about what I thought about the movie. I want you to figure it out yourself because that's what I think movies
good.
are all about.
That's a good start.
Right.
Who was this guy? Was this the director?
This
or-
is the writer-director, yeah.
That's a good start.
Asghar Farhadi is his name. Yeah, it's pretty good. And he's like, all right, so I'm just going to pretty much go and try not to do that and just say whatever comes to my mind during the scenes as I watch it.
There you go.
And-
That makes sense.
Yeah, but that's kind of, he says what everyone does. I mean, that's pretty much what everyone does, unless you have
Yeah.
like one of those historians with a pre-written
I wonder if
script.
they're like, what do they get some kind of, do they get paid to do this or something? I mean, they're given an incentive to do it.
I'm sure they have like a percentage of the DVD
They
sales.
got to
and-
get paid. Yeah, they got to get paid somehow.
Yeah,
they get
and there's
additional
probably some
for
statistics
doing
like,
the
hey, dude, if
commentary.
you do a commentary track, we like make 5% more sales in DVDs.
Maybe so.
I
'Cause
wouldn't,
it's
go
clear
that
it-
far, but they definitely got to
Yeah.
pay him. I mean,
If he
it's-
meant what
you
he's
know.
saying, then he's like, well, then why are you doing it, man? You don't have to do this,
Yeah.
right? You're you can let your work speak for itself if that's so valuable to you.
That's true.
But I
Yeah.
don't know.
Maybe the distribution in this country forced him to do it or something.
Maybe.
Who knows?
But it was
Look, it's an
subtitles.
art film, man. You got to have a commentary. Listen, buddy. I'm your agent. I know what's good for you.
If you want to sell it in America, you need a
Yeah.
commentary.
Yeah.
There's some guy named Denny.
Yeah.
He's the only
They're
one in
gonna
the
do
world. that
podcasts
he
on this,
watches
right?
all of them. I
And
tell
it's
you,
a
he
foreign
watches them
film.
all.
If there's no commentary, they've got like 20 minutes. That's all they got, and they're going to be
Yeah.
annoyed. So you got to give them at
Don't
least.
you? Yeah.
You get a
get
commentary,
it
you might be able to
twisted.
push it 10 minutes there.
Don't get it twisted. Every customer counts, and he's our
Yeah.
best one. Yeah, right.
They love you, Denny.
Yeah, I'm glad. Love to be loved.
Love to be loved.
Maybe we should
All
have
right,
a,
with that
separate, a
note,
separate podcast that just
Wrap it up.
reviews film commentaries.
That's kind of what I do at the end of these ones.
Denny's
I know,
commentary
I know,
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a question where like during this movie where she's like, "Can I change this old guy?" Does that mean they have to have half male, half female nurses or caretakers?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's
And
against
apparently, too,
the religion.
They call it a fatwa hotline, I think is the word for it. But there's a hotline to call to figure out if you're doing something bad.
Jesus.
like,
Imagine
that's-
that.
What if the guy you call tells you the wrong answer and you do it, and everyone else is like, "Oh, dude, you fucked up. You shouldn't have done that." Do you get like a pass because you asked?
No,
I suppose
don't know.
so. That's a big scandal then. And then
What is this, like
they'll
the
have to go
religion
track
full of
down who did it.
loopholes?
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
guess.
asked. I got bad information. Well, you're good then. Don't worry about it.
But yeah.
It's like you call the suicide hotline and they're just fucking do it, dude. I'm gonna quit this job at
Just
the end of the day.
Just do it. Do it. You ever heard of Elliott Smith? Stab yourself twice in the chest. You're good.
Oh god.
That went
Shouldn't have
dark.
taken it
It's
there.
a dark
Shouldn't have
movie,
taken it
you know. Yeah, what are you gonna do? I'm always
Yeah, I
down.
can't do anything. I thought the little girl was gonna kill the old man when she was playing with the oxygen tank, and he kind of looked at her like, "Fuck, I can't breathe."
Yeah, I didn't know if she was. Yeah, that was a little strange. She was good too, even as young as she was. Again,
Didn't
she
ruin
had
the movie
to do
as a
lot.
little kid. That's hard
Yeah,
to do.
that's like
Denny
'Cause they
hates
usually
little kids.
do they ruin movies. I don't care if I'm in real life.
Yeah,
They
so
smell
like, yeah,
bad.
there's-
I
I
don't,
was
I don't like
reading-
them in regular life. I fucking can't stand them in movies. I'll tell you that much. Yeah.
There's this whole story in the Guardian about the fatwa hotline.
Yeah?
They're in there like, yeah, they went to a small cramped office of the fatwa hotline on the 8th floor of the General Authority of Islamic Affairs and Endowments in Abu Dhabi. So they teach people about the real Islam. So they're there to inform.
That's good.
Is it?
Can men and women work, like general questions? Can men and women work together? Yes. Should I fast during Ramadan if I have my period? No. Just some of the dilemmas that are answered. Often it's women that are
good.
running this.
That seems
so
like
I
a
was
healthy
reading
answer.
from the Guardian here.
Yeah. No, I couldn't even touch that one.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I was reading that sentence. I was like, I really didn't want to. Talk about
This is
that,
what you.
but-
This is what you went with, right, John? Okay.
now
All right,
I just
all right,
read it. So
All right.
all right,
Yeah.
whatever.
That seems
You
good
can't
though.
think and read at the same time, you know.
I'm not. I had an idea, but I'm not gonna go there either.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what I just did. Yep.
Yeah.
Moving on. Moving on.
I thought
Back
it
to
was
one?
weird how it's a sin to take dirty money, but it's not a sin to lie about murder. So like the housemate, the house cleaner is worried
Right.
about taking money as a sin, so she calls the hotline. She's like, I don't know. if I
Right,
can
but
do
no,
it.
but don't
But she
worry
lies
about
about
screwing someone
the-
over.
Yeah, she lies about the miscarriage of her baby. How is that not a sin?
Right.
She's falsely
How-
accusing somebody of murder.
Right.
and
Well,
she
this
knows
is
it's not true.
before too. I mean, but this is before she did that. Well, first she called to ask about whether because he had wet himself and whether or not she was allowed to change him.
Right.
Right. That was why she made the call then.
So
But
you're
she also
saying
made a
that
call
once,
later for
once
that
this
blood
bad
money.
thing happened, once this thing happened, it was all fucking screwed, and she was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I'm going
Did
out.
you call the
Yeah.
hotline to be like, hey, I just got hit by a car and I think my baby's dead. But then the next day,
Should
someone
I
showed me
blame
down the
this
stairs.
guy?
Can I
Yeah.
blame him instead?
Yeah.
Is that cool? And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's fine,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, that's.
Is it like
let me
Geico?
look it
Like,
up. It says right
the
here.
window
that-
broke?
Yeah.
That scene where she's like looking at the old man almost crossing the street when he escapes the house. They shot the scene where she got hit by the car. That was in the movie, and he cut that because he realized that it would add to a lot more suspense if you didn't know that happened.
Yeah,
I
think
mean, it
that
makes
was-
sense.
Yeah,
It makes sense.
I
didn't see it
sort
coming.
of no, and it led to. I think it was well done in the sense of doing that because it
Because the rest of the movie is kind of like, well, what is the point? I mean, this is kind of tense. There's a lot of drama going on, but I don't see the direct
Right.
meaning of any of this going on right here, you know?
Right.
And then by the
right.
end, it all kind of wraps up into being important. Like, you know, why am I watching this scene of this person double bag a thing of trash on the stairs? Like, what's the point of this? Seems like a very normal thing. And then you realize that like that chain reaction, the door opening, guy escaping, slippery stairs, pretty.
It's
Pretty
interesting.
good.
I'm also
Filmmaking,
skimming this
I'll-
Guardian
yeah.
article on the fatwa saying that it's actually kind of a progressive sort of thing in that it's women that are helping other women and it's sort of like trying
Oh,
to it's
cool.
then a lot more consistent as opposed to like the whim of whatever guy might be in charge. And so
right.
it's actually
It kinda
kind
gives
of
it some more
helpful in
informed
that sense.
decisions.
Yeah. So that's
Right.
actually interesting. Sorry. Anyway,
That's good.
didn't want to
John,
downplay the fatwa.
10 minutes
if it-
later from
if
now,
it
he's
can
going to
do
bring
good
it back
stuff.
up again, too.
Yeah.
So
I'm
I
done,
noticed
I'm done.
3 paragraphs down, actually. And, you're like, what?
Yeah. Sorry.
You should call John in the middle of the podcast. Is it okay for me to keep on reading when we're talking about something else?
Yeah,
I
we're
need
just
to
going to let
call,
Denny
like-
talk and ask questions.
I got
and pause
a
and then
podcast
ignore
hotline.
him.
It depends.
Am I being
Is
a
Denny
jerk?
talking? Oh, then you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's true. Actually, that's a
And
rule.
there's a subreddit now that's
Actually,
quite popular called "Am I the Asshole?" So maybe there needs to be a
Oh, yeah.
hotline for that now too. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you can call right up.
The asshole.
So I let
And
my
is that read by
house-
Timmy Kneebuckle there?
Oh.
Is he the guy? The
Yeah,
moderator?
you're an asshole.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
bye bye.
Oh yeah, you're a fucking prick. Get the fuck off my Reddit. You know that type of shit.
Yeah.
long shots
shit,
in this
man.
movie. What do you guys think about those? Huh? Pretty good. First scene, one really long shot.
True.
I thought the camera work again. The camera work really blended everything well. I thought it just again worked to give you that sense of being like just sort of involved in their daily lives.
Here's a question for you guys: how many cameras do you think they use in this film?
2.
Any guesses there, John?
No idea.
Only one the entire movie.
1
Oh, really?
single cam.
Well,
Which is
that's
crazy.
I guess that's not surprising given the budget.
Well, yeah, but
It's
it's
the
crazy.
old
It's crazy
school
looking at
method.
like, I would say, like, I don't know, if you're going to watch this for the first time or rewatch it, go to the scene where they're arguing in the prosecution office, I guess is what you might call it.
Oh,
Like the
yeah.
courtyard, like that scene is like the most heavily edited in the movie, I think, by far. And the continuity between the shots is insane. Like it's so good that you would think there'd be 4 cameras and it's just one single take, but it's one camera, which is, I don't even know how they would do that. Even like the amount the camera is bouncing up and down, and I guess that could be added in like post, but the camera shakiness is consistent between the cuts.
Well, they probably shot it like a bunch of times. That's all.
A bunch of
Same way
times.
every time.
They would do like, it would take them a week to do individual scenes depending on how much dialogue there was in it.
Yeah, so they would just keep shooting it the same way over and over and over again. You're bound to get stuff that edits together. I mean, single cam production is the way it all began, right? So it allows for, I guess, almost, because the A and B cam, you can kind of fall back on shitty production with that. So
Yeah.
that's why Lifetime loves A and B cam.
But if you're moving,
know?
yeah, I don't know though. Do you think it just makes it easier? I think, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it makes it easier because you're literally cutting to the same moment in time at least. So if something gets fucked up with A, you just cut to B real quick and then cut back to A.
Right.
Where single cam, you got to do it a million times. But as long as you do it the same way every time, and the actors
That's
are
gotta
good,
be
which
hard.
they are,
Yeah.
yeah. But the actors were good, so
The actors are great, but also that kind of removes the ability to experiment in any way in the scenes. It's like, all right, we're going to do it this way.
Oh, yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
you got it. And we're just going to do it 1,000 times.
you're right.
So,
This is correct.
but that's good. I guess it's good for this type of movie because it's not like, seems like the guy knew exactly what he wanted. And it's not like anything's weird or over the top. He's like, play it real. You're in trouble.
Right.
All right, here we go.
And I mean, dude, you could see them kind of getting annoyed at each other. They probably were really getting annoyed at each other after they were in the moment, like the husband and wife. It just
they're-
seemed realistic the way they were fighting in the office,
Yeah, a lot of the fights seem pretty realistic. Like they get super pissed at each other.
Oh,
And, like
yeah.
when the father like tried to calm himself down in the middle of
Yeah.
fights and stuff, that was
Yeah,
super
yeah.
realistic.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Even when like he touched the like he tried to shove the house cleaner out of the house for the first time, and she's like, "Don't touch me!" He like puts his hands above. He's like, "I'm not touching you. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm still pissed,
Oh, right,
but like
right, yeah.
I
It
went
hit
over the
him.
line."
It totally hit him. Like all of a sudden, he's like, "Oh fuck!
Yeah.
No, that's not what I meant to do. I'm sorry. I just leave the
Yeah.
fucking house." Like,
Yeah, it was great.
yeah.
This movie's kind of a sequel to another movie. You want to get into trivia now, guys? I got
Oh,
nothing else
really?
to talk about.
Yeah.
Well,
Why
yeah.
not? I mean, I got nothing else.
The opening scene of this passports being scanned. Those are characters from a different movie that this guy made.
Oh, interesting.
It's called Fireworks. So I don't. That's all he said. He was like, "Oh yeah, it's a different movie. I made it. Those are the
Huh.
people from it, but they weren't in this movie."
Interesting.
So
Wow.
there you go.
Huh.
So it didn't really make sense. This is what I'm trying to say, I guess. He pointed out how much
Right.
glass there was in this movie. Do you guys notice that at all?
No.
He shoots through glass like 20% of the time. He has people's reflections on glass probably another 20% of the time. He puts a lot of things in the foreground, so you have to look through things to look at the characters. Once he points it out, you're like, oh yeah, there's shit tons of glass in this movie.
Huh. No, I didn't notice it.
Huh.
Yeah.
Window panes, lots of window panes.
Very clean windows.
Very clean.
All right, I would have
windows.
noticed.
So the hardest part about making this movie was that they still had, like the characters still had lines, the characters still had marks. There was still a full camera, like a full production crew behind the camera, but they needed to make it look as natural as possible. Like there wasn't a camera crew, like the camera wasn't even there, like you're kind of a fly on the wall, and these people were just in a situation together, which sounds like we all agreed that he accomplished.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the striking thing about the film. That's what makes it work. I don't know if that. Well, that plus the realness of the acting or the subtlety of it, the two things combined worked really well.
Yeah.
The acting was bad. This would have just sucked, right? Well, maybe it's generally the case, right?
Oh, it would have
But-
been tough. It would have been tough, though.
Yeah.
The editing was bad. If there was music in there, that could have been bad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would have taken you out of it. I think in a big way. I think that would have been bad. I mean, that's why the film doesn't feel like it's trying. Again, I liked about The Hunt too. This film doesn't feel like it's trying to manipulate you anyway. It's just like here it is, kind of.
Yeah, just presenting you with the situation.
There was no music in The Hunt too. Is that right?
I think wasn't there maybe in the scenes that where there wasn't any dialogue, like the hunt scene. I think there might have been something. Yeah, I think you may be right.
Did you guys notice that scene where the maid was on the bus and she almost like faints and someone's like, "Oh my God, are you okay?"
Mhm.
And she sits down.
Yeah,
That was, I
I saw
watched
that
this
scene.
twice because the commentary track, but like the first time watching it, I was like, oh, she's just tired because this is a hard job. Right?
right.
Is that what you thought?
Yeah. I didn't know what was going on.
That scene was
wasn't
directly
aware.
after the cut where she's getting the grandfather out of the street. So that's like the same day.
So
as her
that's
getting
when
So
she
the
lost
her,
the
that's her
baby?
experiencing the pain that she said she experienced.
That's that same day, yeah. But since you
Yeah.
don't know what happens, and I didn't think anything happened after that scene cut. I thought she just like got the grandfather and went home. But so it shows you
Right.
that too. The tied to the bed thing was from a real experience from the director's life, where that exact same thing happened. He was taking care of his father, and the help tied his father to the bed and then left.
Damn.
Didn't fall on the ground. There wasn't a death scare, but still, that
Oh,
happened
wow.
to him.
Yeah.
Come home, poor bastard's tied to the bed. That would be miserable.
He was probably.
I
he
might
probably
lose my
didn't even
shit.
know. Yeah, dude.
I might actually push that person down the stairs. I don't know.
I think violence.
No,
is
I'm not going to
merited.
just push you. I'm not going to push you towards the stairs. You're going fucking down them. All right?
That's right.
Like, yeah.
Would you be able to guess which two scenes I mentioned earlier that the cameraman was crying at?
No.
Did you guys come close to crying at all during this movie?
No, I was too
No.
tense.
No. Yeah, I was too tense
Yeah,
too.
same, John. I also watched this 2 weeks ago, remember?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
TC made a mistake.
Yeah.
Yep.
I made a mistake. I
Well,
watched the
there
wrong
was a lot of
movie, so-
confusion. We almost went in to watch the Ed Astra movie because Denny thought it was so fantastic, and then we ended up watching one off script, and I don't know. Yeah. So
No,
it was-
and
to
no, let's
fair
be
to
quite honest,
TC.
boys. I don't fucking pay attention enough. That's all.
Okay,
That's,
all right,
that's
well,
just, I'll own it.
Try,
you
I
know?
thought you had to get
Yeah.
out there, but whatever.
No,
whatever
you don't need to
say.
give me an out. I don't pay attention enough.
No, we did at the end. I was editing the what was it? The Metropolis one, and we went
Yeah.
back and forth for like 5 minutes on which one we were going to watch. So that's definitely pretty confusing.
Yeah, well, they make these things called pens, and they also have this stuff called paper.
Oh, and we also have a
And,
website. TC.
you could write a note. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know.
Actually, our website wouldn't have helped you on that one. So I don't know. what I'm
I
talking
bitch
about.
and moan about people not fucking writing shit down all the time at work, and here I am like, what movie we watching?
Hypocrite.
Oh, okay, I'm just gonna and why ask, right? Just be like, I think it was this one, but and then
But instead of texting for 2 seconds and getting an answer, I'm
Yeah,
going to watch
right.
2-hour movie right now.
yeah, hey, I don't want to be wrong per se right now, so I'll just wait till it bites me in the ass 2 weeks from now. That kind of attitude.
Yeah, that's the way to do
Yeah,
it.
thank you, John. Though I appreciate it.
Well, I try.
If you're curious, it was the scene where he's bathing his father in the wheelchair, and at the end where the daughter is saying,
Oh yeah,
Oh, that one,
yeah,
that was awful.
tough.
I mean, yeah, that was tough. That was tough.
That was tough.
Yeah, I can see why.
I didn't find it that sad. I was watching that scene being like, dude, get him in the tub. You're putting water all over the goddamn bathroom floor.
I was
Logical
wondering- I
Denny took
figured-
over from Sad Denny.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Logical
make any
Denny's
sense.
always
sir.
in the helm, dude. He's always there.
I
Piece of shit.
figured he had a drain in the bath there. The whole bathroom had its own drain,
Oh, did it?
basically. So yeah,
Oh.
that's what that's that.
I
has
mean,
to be
I
the
gotta
case.
say the thing
Oh,
I
you're
thought
guessing,
about there
John.
was
Well, otherwise they're sitting there in a freaking puddle in
That's
the
what I
bathroom,
think
right?
happened.
I mean,
Oh,
Who
yeah.
has a-
Who-
dude,
how
who
are
has
you-
a freaking drain in their bathroom? Nobody.
no. There's no drain. It's just gonna be soaked. He's got to use towels and shit.
No,
it's
no, no,
a
no.
nightmare. It's a
Oh,
nightmare.
God, that would be terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he has no choice.
To be fair, the only thing I was thinking about was like, fuck, all my parents and grandparents getting old.
Yeah, dude.
I hope I don't have to do shit like this soon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, this would be
It's
awful.
tough,
Like, I mean,
man.
obviously, I won't never have to take care of someone that closely because I have, we have enough money and being made where, like, between the family members that we should handle it. But like, the idea that you'd have to fucking actually like take care of somebody like that, oh fuck, man,
Yeah, dude.
brutal.
It sucks. We
Yeah.
took care of a couple of my family members in my house because my mom's a nurse, and it's not easy, man. It's
No.
tough, and I was young too, so I thought it was like, I thought it was gross and like I was, inconvenient. I was a piece of shit kid. He'd be
Oh,
like, oh,
yeah.
God.
Well, you're a kid.
no, because
Come
you're
on.
like, you don't have it. Yeah, you've never had to deal with adult
Yeah.
stuff yet. So it makes
Yeah.
sense, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough, So that was, I could see why that might, because I mean, it was very believable too. So
Yeah. Dude, I thought the saddest scene was where like she was trying to like put the old man in the room. She's like, all right, you got it, dude. It's like you take the bath, put the clothes on, you got it. All right, I'll be right out. And she goes back in. He's just like standing there. She's like, oh shit, this is not good.
Yeah. It's just tough.
Dementia seems like a tough thing to have to deal with for all the people around it. It's just put me out of my misery. I should write something out now. Like,
Exactly,
hey, if I
dude.
ever get dementia, just one right to the skull. Fuck it. I don't care how you do it.
I'll sign that paper. I'll definitely sign that paper.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck this. This is no way to live for anybody.
The second crying scene was the one where the daughter at the very end, where like she's facing directly towards the camera, pretty much saying, "Guys, like, all right, you don't know who it is. We'll take time." She's like, "I know who it is." She's like, "Who is it?" All right, you don't know who it is. Like, we'll take it. Like, I know who it is. Like, she keeps saying she doesn't want to like say it out loud, but she keeps saying that she knows who it is.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I
you
never
can
leave.
like that one's really visible. The fucking camera guy is losing it during that scene. It's pretty funny.
So that's, I mean, it's almost like he must have had something close to it happen to him, right? Because why would you be that upset?
Because
you
the
know
acting
it's a
was
movie.
damn good. I don't know.
No, I
maybe
know, but
you're
if you
like-
know it's a movie, like literally your job as camera guy, as DP, is to not be emotional about what's going on in the fucking shot, right? Obviously, we're human and you'd be involved, but like, I
he's a
don't know,
sappy
like-
DP, DC. Sappy DPTC, huh?
Well,
No,
that's
but
hey,
you're-
sappy DPTC. All right, I like that.
But
Imagine that.
you're
huh?
right. That was a pretty impressive scene for her to pull off. Like it's just her and the camera looking right at her.
Well, I mean, to me, like, I'd be like, hey, fucking dude, you're going to ruin their fucking performance right now. What are you doing? Right? Like,
Maybe he
are
ate it
you
to it. I
crying?
don't know.
You know?
Shut
you fucking
up,
crying?
man.
Shut up over there. What's the matter with you? Jesus Christ. I was like,
I love it. I love it's the counterpart to Roger, not the action camera guy, but the guy who just gets really emotional.
Yeah,
on
he's in the
every
verge of
scene.
tears all the time.
He just ruins it. Yeah, or like he gets involved in the action. Yeah, get the bad guy. You got him. Shut up.
shut up. That's right.
I love
That's
that.
right.
Yeah, that
That's
is
the
just
shit,
really.
man.
You just love. I always wanted to be cameraman because I love movies so much. Yeah,
And you're going to be right
you
there, front
fuck
row.
off.
You'll be right there. There's just, they can't do horror movies anymore because he just
Oh,
dropped the
man.
camera and run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just this guy's broke 5 lenses already with $30,000 over
Yeah.
budget because he can't keep the camera in his hands. Oh shit, man, that's funny.
But John, to add to your being impressed in that scene, that was the only scene she asked her father, the director, to not do any rehearsals whatsoever. She's like, just
Oh,
roll
wow,
it.
really?
I got this. Like, I'm going to do this one. I got it.
Damn.
First take is in the movie. No rehearsals.
Damn.
Damn, look
Wow.
at that,
Yeah. Pretty good.
pro city right there for a little one.
All of the scenes with large crowds, they didn't film it in places with like just passerbyers. They put out things in the newspaper and they would have people come from like a long ways away sometimes, and they would have 100 to 150 extras on those days.
Wow.
So
This
just like-
movie's budget was still like what?
800,000,
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's Damn.
which is big for an Iranian movie.
I know it made like 80 million or
It
something.
made
a lot.
24 million
20 million?
worldwide.
All right, well,
Which is a
20,
lot.
80. Yeah. But
Highest
still-
grossing
Good
Iranian
for
movie of all time.
800,000. A good ratio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This movie almost didn't get made because the director, while he was filming this movie during an award ceremony for another movie, spoke positively towards other Iranian film directors that were like currently banned due to some censorship type shit. I don't know exactly like why. It was something where he's like, he's friends with these directors. The government didn't like the movies. They got banned for making movies. He's like, these people are great
Yep.
directors. And the government was like, all right,
Yeah,
we're
he was
putting a
like, I
stop
really
to
wish
this
they
movie.
could still make films or something. Like, well, you don't get to make a film either then.
Yeah.
So there.
So then it was
Damn.
months, and then he went and apologized and redacted all of his statements. And they're like, all right, go ahead, make a movie. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I mean, I think it is a good thing because this movie is kind of, I mean, it shows the other Iranian movie we've seen is Children of Heaven, right? And that
Right.
movie doesn't give you any type of real insight to what Iran would be like.
You know,
but
and this movie does it
does.
in a very subtle way, but it's clear. It's not a good place to be, and it's clear the kinds of what the impact of the
Well,
kinds
can you
of repression
imagine
there,
going
right?
into a court and that's your court? You just
Yeah.
talk it through, and they're like, you know what? You're fucking guilty. Screw off. Like, what? Be
Apparently
awful.
that's better though. That it's not. It's like they're actually more about. It's not just like a religious type of thing. That there's actually some sort of like actual process.
Arbitration. Yeah.
That's actually a better state of things than they have been previously. But
Interesting. God, we are so lucky over here, huh?
Kind of.
for the time being,
In a sense of comparison only.
I know. It's just
yeah.
I mean, that seemed like a pretty good way to do it. What do you have to say, huh? All right, you're lying over there. What about you? Oh, you're both
Yeah.
lying? I like the guy with the sparkly pants on. He gets to stay. You're going to prison. Guy with the plaid pants, all right? Fuck plaid.
I don't like plaid. Yeah, right. But see, that's the problem, right? Too much bias
That's
involved
true.
with that.
Yeah.
I don't like plaid.
I don't like plaid. You go to prison.
I got
for
a
that.
whole mental image going on in my head right now with this dude from the 70s and just being like, I don't like this guy.
Yeah,
Bell
you
bottoms,
got
plaid, fuck him.
Lumberjack versus
Yeah.
the Disco Dan,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
Lumberjack's
right.
going to prison.
Yeah. Right. Anyway.
The house cleaner had a bunch of puffy face makeup on, and they put cotton balls in her cheeks before the miscarriage to show that she was pregnant or something, and then they took it off
I
after
did
that.
not notice.
Me either.
Not notice either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The director said this movie is about worshiping honesty and worshiping the truth.
That's yeah.
Yeah,
can
because
see
like
that.
all the
I'm not
trouble
sure that's-
comes from lies.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that's totally what came through, but I'm a glass half empty guy. So,
Yeah.
Not half full.
And he also
So-
said that what he tried to do with this plot of this movie is to show that like everyone thinks big life events are like obvious and big that are like life changing. And he's like, I wanted to show that even like the smallest little detail
yeah.
in life could be the biggest, like the ripping of the trash bag from the little girl
Mhm.
made all this happen. Like all that was a tiny little thing and it spiraled out of control from
Yeah.
like something
Right.
normal that could happen to anybody.
Yep.
Which is
The
cool. You don't
butterfly
see movies
effect.
like that very frequently because really most
No,
people
and,
would be
and
like,
let's
we
be
don't want to
honest,
agree
that's
like that.
the
That
reality
sounds boring.
of life.
Right.
That's the reality that we are in. It's you make one tiny, tiny little mistake and it'll haunt you for life.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you see these people making mistakes all over the place. You're like, how the fuck are you still doing this? How are you getting on? You know?
The Hojat character, the scene where he was hitting himself really hard on the head towards the end of the movie multiple times. That
Yeah.
scene was the scene with the most takes. They did it 17 times.
Ouch. Oh.
Whoa.
Ouch.
That guy got a few bruises after that one.
Yeah, I
huh?
was gonna say.
I'm surprised he didn't
concussion.
look red in the take that we got. Because if it wasn't the first two takes, like he slapped himself silly in that scene.
Right. He sure did.
There was something else I picked up from the commentary. The scene, the last time the two kids look at each other in the movie after Nadir tries to pretty much gets the house cleaner to say like, hey, put your hand on the Quran, say that
Right.
I did it. And then the parents fight and then they're at like war now. The parents are at war. The two kids look at each other and they're supposed to be like angry at each other. Did you guys get that?
I didn't pick that up.
Yeah.
I didn't
No.
pick up anger there.
Yeah, and the whole point of that is like, you know, the small feud from the adults is going to pass down to the family, and this is how people stay angry at each other
Ah,
through generations.
shit,
sort of
forever.
thing.
Yeah. Yes, but I didn't get anger from them.
I didn't either. Yeah, but it was supposed to be there.
Really, all they needed to do is put the kid in a wrestling ring, get him,
Go
you know,
back to the
trained. Yeah, you just get him trained, get him ready, that kind of thing.
I'm glad we watched that film in between all this stuff. It's
Me
good.
too.
Yeah, when you
Very
when you
true.
compare one versus the other, it was just like a breath of fresh air, for Christ's sake.
Seriously. The last piece of trivia I have is the director does not know himself who the daughter chooses at the end.
Oh, interesting.
Right.
So
Which is
he
why
also
it ended.
wonders. Right.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
it's like, who's going to be?
No,
I don't know.
no
All right, we'll
shit.
just stop
Yeah.
there.
Right. Yeah. The writer
probably
doesn't
was
know
like-
either.
He's like, would it be better to be the wife or the husband? And he's like, well, both would be bad. How about we just don't tell anybody? All right, that's great.
Hey,
yeah, exactly.
Hey, what do you think? Let's not do the Stephen King thing. We're just gonna fucking end it like with
That's fair.
ambiguity.
Rather
Yeah.
than a bad
All right.
ending, no ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Why not?
Exactly. So I mean, it's an easy out. We'll just fade to black. Fuck it.
So this director, Asghar Farhadi, is the only director to win a best foreign language picture for like Iran, best Oscar for that. He won it in 2012, and then he won it again in 2016 for The Salesman.
Huh.
So he's won it twice.
Is that movie on our list?
It is not,
Huh.
but it is supposed to be good.
I wonder if it's because of the release date.
Yeah, it's not. It has a 7.8,
Oh, okay.
which is pretty high, but not as high.
I have to want to check it out now.
Yeah. The synopsis of that movie is, while both participating in a production of Death of a Salesman, a teacher's wife is assaulted in her new home, which leaves him determined to find the perpetrator over his wife's traumatized objections.
Oh, God. Maybe not.
That's close. Pretty close.
like he made some. They're not small. The miscarriage is big, But it's just he just made everyday life also feel very tense.
Yeah.
And this seems like I'd just be a little scared to watch this. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
You
good.
never want to go out of the house again.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't want to go in the house.
I still want
you wouldn't
to
go in the
see it,
house
though, now.
anymore.
I just want to I don't know.
Stay in the threshold. Always in the
I
threshold.
feel like it made me get in a spot where I feel like I'm a little too happy with life. Then it would be good to watch it.
Oh, yeah. You got to knock yourself down a peg. Can't be too happy.
Yeah, let me know when you find that place, John. Love to hear about
Yeah.
it because, like I said, glass half empty.
John, would you put this in the top 250?
I think I would. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Got any
I
more to say
probably
about it? Or
would.
you're just going to stick with that? Is that it?
No, I know that we all like the real life kind of film, and I like that. I like that it shows a different culture. I like how it shows. It doesn't feel like it's preachy or doing anything that's haughty, but it shows us the consequence of lying. But not even that, but also it gives us an understanding of how it happens. So that even though you can see how the lying's a bad thing, you have a lot of sympathy for how it happens. Yeah, I just think that's all incredibly well done. And you add to that all of the just very good acting and camera work. And yeah, I think it definitely belongs there.
Sweet. TC, what do you think?
Yeah, I'll go yes for very different reasons. It's an Iran, film from Iran that we don't have too many of those in our list, right? I mean, geez, it's
the last one, I think.
as a privileged white male, who's not stupid. You got to be inclusive. No, I'm just kidding. That's a bad one.
God.
Cover all bases.
No, yeah. You got to cover all
Okay.
your bases. I don't have anything from Iran on the list. I'll put it at the top 250, because I'm not an idiot,
Didn't like Children of
no.
Heaven. This one's pretty good. Put this on the list.
I would only because, like John said too, and I'll echo the same thing. It's right up my alley for the movies I like. So, which is the reality, of life, which is it's a pain in the ass. And when you're a shithead, bad things happen. So when you lie, it doesn't necessarily mean you're a shithead. So
Yeah.
it's a good. I'm with John. John said it much more eloquently than my dumb ass will. So yes is the answer there.
I'm going to go yes for a slightly different reason than you guys. I don't know. I will say that this movie, in terms of what it was going for, in terms of like tone and cohesiveness and the way it moves, is pretty flawless. Like I'm pretty critical when I watch movies. I don't know about you guys. I think you could probably know that about me. There wasn't a scene in this movie where I was like, oh, they could have taken this out, or like, oh, that was dumb. They should have done it this way. Like the entire time I was like, this is perfect for what it's trying to do. It's not exactly entirely enjoyable, because it made me feel
But that's not what
kind
it's
of
there
bad.
for.
Right.
Right.
So I think
That's
just
a
for
So,
that-
really-
Denny, so
I
it's
think
on.
that's well
I
put,
wouldn't have
Denny.
I wouldn't have ever thought that Denny would take the engineering approach.
I always do, man. I can't help it. So.
No shit, dude. That's what I'm saying. You couldn't hear the sarcasm.
But
Yeah.
this one was like, I was like,
sound.
damn. Yeah, this one, it wasn't like, it didn't wow me over the top, but like that, the editing in that one scene where even just now, even more so knowing it's one camera, just how quickly they would cut the talking and how quickly the arguments would happen and how much I knew where everybody was in that scene and how everyone, like where all the characters' motivations were and like why that guy was mad and understanding him, why he was mad, understanding him. It's crazy. Like I don't know what you can compare it to. It seemed like real life, Like
There
you
you
knew
go.
these people and you were watching it. So
There
Yeah.
it is.
good shit.
There it is.
No, yeah, fuck yeah, Daddy.
Yeah. Guys, are you excited for next
Yeah.
week? I am. I'm really
What is
excited
next
for next
week? God damn it.
We're going to watch Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Oh,
yes.
All right. Now I am a little bit more excited.
Steven
Join me
Mainly
Spielberg.
because I
Popcorn
don't think
with
I've
it.
seen it.
What?
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait. Have you
Yeah.
seen any Indiana Jones?
I don't think so.
What?
Oh,
That might-
dear. Well, I don't think it really matters whether you see these in order at all. But
I don't think so because as a kid, I don't know why, but we just didn't. I don't remember watching them. So
Oh,
wow.
shit, dude.
yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
this-
that'll be good.
the synopsis is, in 1938, after his father, Professor Henry Jones, Sir, goes, really? That's his name? Professor Henry Jones. Oh, senior. I'm an idiot.
Henry Jones Senior.
Senior.
Sir, we're going
Yeah.
sir from now
Goes
on.
missing while pursuing the Holy Grail.
No, there's
Professor
junior
Henry,
and there's senior.
Junior and Sir, John.
Indiana Jones, sure, finds himself
Sure
up
and
against
Sir.
Adolf Hitler's Nazis again to stop them obtaining its powers.
Oh, God.
Well done, Denny. Well done. Way
Yes,
to pivot.
yes, well
Way
done.
to-
Yeah, I
way
saved
to
myself
react.
from
Yeah.
being stupid.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
By being humorous.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
job.
If you're gonna
Yeah.
be stupid, be funny about it. You know, that's the
Exactly.
best.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's
right.
right.
That's good. Yeah.
Harrison Ford, man, friggin' leather hats. I'm all about this.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right. Well, fucking A.
Yep. This will be fun.
Sweet. Thanks for listening, everyone.
It's on Netflix too, I think.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's on Netflix.
Oh,
sweet.
yeah. Thank you for listening. Watch this next one. Go to our website, mission250filmcast.com. Our email is mission250filmcast@gmail.com. We're on Facebook and Twitter. Like, subscribe, and review us on your favorite podcast app. And I believe that is it for this week.
Hell yeah, guys. Another one down.
We're almost at 100, guys. We got 2 more episodes until
we
100.
gotta have a big party. Do our usual.
TC, you making your list? You making your list there, TC?
What's a list? I don't know what a pen or a paper
What is a list?
Maybe I should write this down. What are we watching again? No.
A list.
Yeah, okay. Copy that.
150 movies down. Dear God.
Sweet.
Next week,
All
guys.
right, guys.
Talk to you later.
Later.
All right, take care, guys.
Thank you.